what do I hope to get out of Lent? Forgive me if that question sounds a little bit arrogant and even irreverent, but do we often think of Lent as something that we're going to get something out of? I know my recollections of Lent is usually, oh, it's time to give something up now. I better give up chocolate or candy or something else that I like. And that's all well and good, but Lent is a wonderful opportunity for God to give me something, for God to give us something that we really need. What do I need most in my life? What am I looking for? Is it peace of mind? Is it a sense of healing? Is it a deeper sense that all will be well, that God will forgive me, that I can find the grace in my heart to be able to forgive someone else who has hurt me? Is it an opportunity for me to grow closer to the Lord? And how do I do that? And I think our first kind of impulse as Catholics is to do more. I got to do some more. And that certainly is a good thing to do, because anything that we do, and if it's a good thing, is already a gift from God. Our merits are God's mercy. They all flow from God's mercy. And if I have the inspiration to do some good, to do some more, that's already a gift from God. But wouldn't it be nice to know that God has a special grace just for me during Lent? How do I find out what that grace is? I know from my own experience, I have found that we all live busy lives, and I always tell my folks, you know, if you see me losing my temper or getting short or feeling that I'm overwhelmed, there's two reasons I know now why that's happening. Number one, I'm not praying, and number two, I'm not telling the good news. What do I mean by that? What I mean is this, that, you know, they have that old expression, if you want something done, ask a busy person. A lot of times we say, well, I don't have time to pray. I'm so busy, I can't find that time. I could tell you from my experience, and maybe you found it the same way, that the less I pray, the busier I get. And the more I find that time to say to the Lord, Lord, this is your time, the more I find a focus. And I find myself able to cope with the stresses and the demands and the surprises of every day. So that's my first recommendation. Find the time to pray, to be alone with the Lord. Secondly, don't let a day go by without telling the good news. Some way in which you've experienced God's grace in your life, or maybe spending time with someone else to let them tell you and me how God has touched their lives. It's a wonderful thing to know that God is active in our lives. God is not just somebody we hope to meet if and when we get to heaven, but God is someone who encounters us here and now. Pope Francis keeps reminding us that in order to be people of mercy, we have to experience God's mercy. Lent is the best time to drink in God's mercy, and we do it by listening to the Lord and by telling the good news.